Hello, everybody. My name is Enemai Gaiva, a teacher, a trainer, and a life coach. You're welcome back to Lit Up Coaching. Now, today, I just want to remind us that in this time of crisis, there are some behavior or some attitudes you're supposed to have which will ensure that you survive the crisis, and not just survive the crisis but come out on top. So in the next few weeks, a couple of weeks, I'll be doing a series on the kind of attitude we're supposed to have in this time, the kind of behaviors we're supposed to develop in this time for us to be able to survive this crisis, and not just survive it but come out on top, come out better, come out with newer things or newer ideas. So today I will be talking about one of those things, and that is you need to listen for complaints, and you need to look for problems. In a time of crisis, you need to listen for complaints, and you need to look out for problems. Now, why do I say this? Now, in the beginning, if we look at the way God created the world, in Genesis 1:1, the Bible says that in the beginning the world was without form and it was void, and there was darkness all over the world. This was a problem. This was a problem. In the beginning, the world was in chaos. In the beginning, the world had problems. In the beginning, there was a crisis. And what did God do? God saw this problem and He turned it around and started the world we see today, and created the world we see today. So what that means, God was looking out for problems. Remember, the Bible says that the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. That means the Spirit of God was out there looking at the problems. The Spirit of God was out there listening, looking at the problems all around, because God knows this, because the principle comes from God. When you want to be successful from anything in anything, you have to create it from a problem. You have to solve that problem. So what did God do? God solved that problem. God looked at the world and He decided to solve that problem. For you to be successful, you have to solve the problem of man. You have to solve the problem of people around you. And how do you know this problem if you don't go seeking for it? One of the reasons a lot of people remain in poverty, or a lot of people or a lot of people are unsuccessful, is because they don't go out to identify the problems that people have. You know, the unfortunate truth is that most entrepreneurs today have the bandwagon mentality. They see every entrepreneur going into this business and they run into it. Every entrepreneur is going into the business of gold, they run into it. Every entrepreneur, they see entrepreneurs around them going into the business of buying and selling, they run into it without actually checking if there is a problem in that, without actually going out to look for problems. You know, look at Bill Gates, why he became so successful. If you look at the story of Bill Gates, at the time he was working with IBM as a programmer, he had he could see that there was a problem with all this does that, does this, does. You know, it was difficult for you to control the system. So he came up with a solution to that problem, which is to create a software, which is to create icons whereby you click the icon and all the work goes on at the background without you seeing it. But for the people in IBM, they could not see this solution. They said it was impossible to him. But he knew that this was the way. He knew that this was the problem that was facing people. And because he saw it as a problem, he needed to find a solution to it. And he became wealthy from it. Let me tell you something. I want to make a statement here, and I hope you agree with me. Every one of us in life right now, in whatever job you're doing, in whatever business you are into, you are solving a problem of humanity. You are solving a problem of people. That's the simple truth. Let's look at the hairdresser. The hairdresser, her job is to solve the problem or the complaints of the women when it comes to and men when it comes to their hair. So what does she do? Or she or he solves that problem. The hairdresser. The doctor solves the medical problems or psychological problems or physical problems of people. Everybody is into solving problems. The construction worker solves the problem of someone who has a design idea, who has the money to fund the project, but they can't build it themselves. So what do? You solve that problem for that person. So in whatever you do, for you to be successful, that one of the attitude you have to develop at a time like this is that you must go out and listen for the complaints people have around. People right now have so many complaints. People right now are facing so many problems. People right now, both health, financially, marital, so many problems. The moment you can give a solution to that problem, you become successful. I can tell you, go through all successful people. McDonald's is so successful because why? McDonald's is solving the problem of people who do not have the time to cook and they don't want to go hungry. So what does he do? He gives them, we call it fast food. They don't have time to cook. They don't have time to waste, in a place for long while the food is getting ready. So what did McDonald's do? McDonald's turns out burgers quickly for people who are hungry to solve the problem for them. And what did he do? That business is founded on that problem, on that solution to that problem, and he becomes successful. So in whatever business you want to go into, I want to tell you, this is the best time. This is the best time to start that business. This is the best time to start that business. Why? Because there is so much demand for solution right now. The world is at a point where everybody is seeking out a solution. Everybody is complaining. Everybody has a complaint right now because of the crisis caused by coronavirus. So this is the time, not for you to join the bandwagon, not for you to join others in complaining, not for you to join the bandwagon and do every business that the other person is doing. This is the time to listen and solve that problem. Joseph became the prime minister of Egypt. Why? Because he solved a problem for Pharaoh. That's the simple truth. He became a prime minister, the second in charge of a big empire like Egypt, because he solved a simple problem for Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a dream and nobody could solve it for him. Daniel prospered so much in Babylon because why? Through all the kings, the three kings he worked with, he solved every time they had a problem. He was there to give them a solution. So I want to encourage you, don't give up at this time. This is the best time, to start a business. If you look at the crisis of 2008, the financial crisis of 2008, you will notice that a lot of millionaires came out that time. There were so many millionaires that developed from that crisis because what? They started solving problems that people had. They put their ears down to the complaints that people were giving. They sought out complaints. They looked for complaints and they gave solutions. So please, this is the time to solve. This is the time to start that business. This is the time to give solutions to those people that people have. And you will start a business and that business will be successful. I assure you. It will be successful. And then I will end with this. If you look at the story of Jesus, Jesus came at the time just immediately after the Dark Ages, a time that God did not speak to man for a long time, for more than 300 years. The Dark Ages was the time, and there was a crisis for God. There was a demand for God. There was a problem that only God could solve. That was the time Jesus came. And Jesus came and gave a solution to the world. He reconciled man back to God by giving his life, by shedding his blood. And that is the simple truth. At the time of problem, that is the best time to give a solution, and that your business will move forward. My name is Enomai Gaiva, a teacher, a trainer, and I want to encourage you, please stay tuned. We will be having a series of the attitude you should be developing at this time. What is those things you need to be doing at this time to get you to the top? And I assure you, as you continue, you will get to the top, and I will see you at the top. I hope this teaching has been a blessing unto you. Please, if it has, share it with someone, comment on it, let's know what you think about it, and also follow us on Instagram and Facebook on Lit Up Coaching, LITEUP Coaching. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I assure you, this is the time to start a business. And as you start that business by solving problems of man, you will get to the top. And I will see you at the top. Do have a blessed day.